Hello, my friends. Welcome back. It's been a hot minute. I don't even know if any of you will remember me. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my 2021 bullet journal setup video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Amanda. I make subpar videos on the internet, and today is my 2021 bullet journal plan with me video, which cannot possibly be for a year that is real. 2021 is so fake. I don't know where the time went. I don't know where 2020 went, but isn't that like a universal experience? This year's cover page is really simple. I just did 2021 with a little slashy thing. I thought it looked cool. Kind of emphasized the 21. And then beneath it, I wrote just a little line. And so it begins anew, which you'll see in just a minute. I just kind of wanted to signal a fresh start. Minimalism, full of possibilities. I had a lot of plans for 2020, as I'm sure most of you did, and none of them came to fruition, but nonetheless, I am referencing my 2020 future log in creating mine for 2021. I thought it was a really great design, so I wanted to bring it with me into the new year. It's just a simple 2-page spread. You'll see me do all this in great detail, but I'm basically boxing out all the months of the year, writing a mini calendar at the top, and then as dates come up that I need to remember, I'll highlight them in purple and on the calendar, and then right beneath like what the date corresponds to. So for instance, on April 17th, I'll highlight that in purple and mark that as my 23rd birthday, stuff like that. So I guess while you watch me do this, I'll take the time to talk about the new year. Also, side note, please be proud of me. Not once did I mess up the numbering of any months in this spread. I did make one mistake that I went back and fixed, but I never misnumbered a month, which I don't think has ever happened in the 4 years I've been bullet journaling. So a round of applause for me, please, and thank you. Anyway, 2020, I think for a lot of people, myself included, was not a year that I expected to be what it was. Looking at it, it's really easy for me to think that I didn't do anything, when in fact I did a lot. I started grad school, finished editing my manuscript, made some wonderful friends, became a Discord server mod, had my first relationship and my first breakup. I did a lot, but it doesn't feel like I did. And I'm not sure why that could be. It's something that I'm still thinking about, but it's something that I've been reflecting on a lot at the end of the year, just kind of mulling over all the things I've done, and then looking ahead to 2021 and thinking about what, if anything, I want to accomplish. Also, sorry, I should have said this at the beginning. I sound weird, and it's because I'm getting over a head cold. I promise it's not the plague. I had the flu, and then it turned into a head cold just in time for the holidays, so I'm really congested and kind of hoarse. I'm so sorry. But I promise it's not COVID. I got a test and everything. I'm fine. It's just flu season, you know. That's how it be. But yeah, I don't know. I just guess I wanted to sit with y'all a minute and kind of reflect on what it means to be dealing with the notion of time moving on and moving faster in this COVID era. I think a lot of us are looking back on 2020 and feeling like a massive failure if we didn't accomplish everything and more in quarantine. And like, let's be real. For between the last video I posted here, which I think was in like August, and now, I've been pretty much dead space. I got a new job, it's my dream job basically, and I did grad school, but most of that time was spent cultivating friendships, cultivating relationships, working hard to better the spaces that I'm in. And while there's really no tangible payoff for that I can like write down on a piece of paper and be like, quantifiably, I did this year, that doesn't really matter to me, because I'll use the words of Robin Williams, which I'm sure I'm going to paraphrase badly. You know, I don't know how much good I've done in the world, but I know that I've made a few people happier than they would have been without me. And as long as I know that, I'm as rich as I ever need to be. And I think about that quote a lot because it's, first of all, it's a TikTok sound that's on my For You page all the time, but more importantly, it's true. And whenever I look back on this year, I don't want to just think about like the quantifiable successes, because that's a thing that I struggle with a lot. Everything has to be data, everything has to be quantifiable. When in fact, I did a lot. Just a lot in things I didn't expect. And I was looking back on this letter that I wrote to myself in 2020, which I'll read to you in a bit. I do this every year. I write myself a letter to read at the end of the year. And in 2020, my resolution, above all else, was to stop observing and live. And when March hit and everything shut down, I was like, well, there goes that resolution. But no, not really. I did actually manage to do that in ways I never would have expected. Over the summer, I joined a Discord server for fans of a book series, Tamsin Muir's Locked Tomb trilogy. Please read Gideon the Ninth. Please read Harrow the Ninth. They're very good. And in that space, I managed to meet a lot of wonderful people who are so like me. I'm sure some of them are watching this. Hi. Y'all know who you are. I was also introduced to anime in 2020, which was a sentence I never thought I'd say. I watched the show Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood with 15 of my closest friends, and oh boy, was it a time. You will see in the year roundup video I'm gonna post at some point soon, there is footage of me yelling into a microphone so high-pitched that my voice was not registered by the mic, because I got super invested in fictional characters, as is my prerogative. So hey, if nothing else, I consumed some great media this year. And made a lot of friends, and I think there's a lot to be said about storytelling and how that brings people together. And speaking of storytelling, we're back on my next spread, which is my reading log. I'm just doing a simple column spread instead of the bookshelf that I did in 2020, because that just didn't really work for me. It felt like a lot of pressure to read a lot. This is just a simple column spread. I'm going to put the date that I finished the book, the author of said book, the title first, date, title, author, and then the star rating, 1 to 5 stars. Just a simple way to keep track of all of the books that I've consumed. I have a to-be-read shelf that is very overladen, and I need to get on that, but I haven't had much time for reading lately, but I'll get back to it. I'm very excited to read A Memory Called Empire, because I did not read it, even though it won the Hugo, and I should probably read it. And then, off to the side, as you'll see in a moment, I will be doing my Year in Pixels spread, which is basically a bunch of little squares to chart the overarching mood for every single day of the year, all 366 days, because 2021 is a leap year. And I did this last year, and it was actually really cool to see all of my moods. It was a good way to check in with myself at the end of every day. And also really interesting to see the patterns of, like, at certain times of the year or the month, my moods were similar. I'm sure you can guess why monthly, but it was really cool to see. Also, all of the stuff that I used to do my planning, all the pens and the sizes and everything will be linked below. Or if I can't find the links, at least the names will be there, so that you have those to look at. This year, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with this channel. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna, like, resolve to do. That's why you'll see I didn't do a goals page this year like I did last year, because last year I had goals. I wanted to do certain things with my novel, certain things with grad school, namely start grad school. And this year, I don't really know. My sister and I are talking about buying a house, but that will depend on her getting a job and finishing grad school. Grad school end for me in November, but I don't really have concrete goals to look at and hold up, and I think that that's probably a good thing. I'm turning 23, I'll be in my mid-20s. I think maybe I can stop kind of like forcing myself on these like paths of excellence, and instead I can just let myself exist and be myself and grow and have fun with the things that I love, have hobbies that I actually do. And that'll be really nice. I have a wonderful job. I have great friends. Hopefully once this is all over, I can travel again. And that would be really nice. I think this year is just going to be a lot of me trying to figure out how to chill. I don't know how to chill. I'm not very good at chilling. Also, you'll see in a minute, the quality is going to change in this video because I was filming on my Canon 60 and all of a sudden it just stopped working. It just shut off and I couldn't get it to turn back on. So it's getting repaired right now. Pray for my baby. I don't know what happened to it, but I'm very sad and very worried. So I had to switch to my handheld camera. hence the quality shift. I'm so sorry, but this is my year in Polaroids page. I did this last year and it was really fun. I have one of the little Polaroid, or it's actually Fujifilm Instax Mini. I do have a Polaroid, like the full-size retro one, but this is the Instax Mini Fujifilm Polaroid that lots of e-girls have. And I just use that to take one photo per month and put it on the page as kind of like a physical, tangible representation of my year in photos. And it's been really fun. It's a good exercise. Oh, there's my hair. Surprise! It's been a really good exercise in like living in the moment, but also like using my Polaroid, because I don't always do that. Asking people to take pictures of me, which is something I'm really bad at. But it was really fun to do last year. And it was fun to do again this year, I think. As we close out this video, I wanted to share with you the letter that I wrote myself in 2020, and follow that with the letter I wrote myself in 2021. You'll actually get to watch me write it after I finish the Polaroids page. That's the last page on the agenda. But I always think that reflecting is kind of cool, especially in a year like this, when so many people have had so much more time to reflect. So I wanted to take a minute and read that to you. This is my 2020 letter. The first year of a new decade. The last time that happened, we were only 12. I don't remember if we grasped the significance, but probably not, because that doesn't really sound like 12-year-old us. We ended 2019 exactly where we began. We bounced back to our old home and old life like an ill-fated rubber band. I hope you spent this year, 2020, chasing what makes life meaningful and making the most of the time and place you have found yourself occupying. I hope you have at least tried to get TCM published. I hope you're either happy at your current job or trying to find a better one. 21 was a weird age. 22 was probably a little better. I hope you used the first year of the roaring 20s to do what you love while you still have time and energy. Grow your Tumblr, YouTube, and Instagram to be inspiring. Write the best damn novel you can. Remember everything you learned in 2019 and make new mistakes, not the same ones in 2020. Enjoy the last season of The 100. See the friends you know and love and try to make new ones too. I know you would much rather observe life than live it, but let's try to break away from that in 2020. You know you will regret anything else. And then, for 2021, as you're watching me write it right now, love that poetic timing. Dear Amanda, in 2020 you did things. Not the things you hoped or planned, but boy oh boy did you do things. You had your first partner in your first breakup. You opened a small business that made 3 times what you thought it ever would in under a year. And while you squeaked those novel edits in at the last minute, you got those done too. You made amazing friends and even better memories. You did the one thing you resolved to do last year. You didn't just observe, but lived. In 2021, I hope you choose to query TCM. I hope you graduate with your MFA and a transcript full of A's. I hope the friends you love now are still with you, but most importantly, I hope you take the time to appreciate your growth. You have a great career, good friends, and a wealth of hobbies. Now you can chill. Now you can create. Enjoy 23. I think, despite what the song says, people will still like you. Love, Amanda. My friends, I hope in 2021 you find good things, you find peace, many blessings, and lots of love. I'm really excited to join you again on this journey. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. As we always say here, be kind to yourselves and be kind to others. I'll see you very soon.